Uh, Here we go, here we go, here we go. Hey, window capture. Yeah, let's get rid of you. Oh, look at the old guy. Look at the fucking boomer. Hey, well, I've been watching a lot of shit going down, man. Wow. You know, I was having some fun there, and I never really imagined in my life that pictures of our armed forces, wounded soldiers, and history would be copywritten. That's fucked up. You know, it should be, the National Film Board of Canada. Does anybody remember the National Film Board of Canada? The public service? I guess CBC just has it all now, eh? Yeah, CBC for the CCP. Yeah? Yeah. All right. Yeah, no, lots of weird shit going on. So a lot of folks don't understand the difference between a person and a woman, a person or a man. Like, seriously, these guys just don't fucking get it. Listen, yes, the legal society did adopt the common law, or kept the English common law, all right? Which was basically instituted with the Magna Carta, all right? That's English common law. It belongs to the legal society. Your de facto government was created as a corporation, a corporate body politic, because we don't have a de jure government, within the legal structure. Now, I don't care if these guys are de facto, and I don't care if they're de jure, all right? The common law is the customs of the people and the law of the land. The law of the land is no harm, no loss, no injury. Okay? The customs of the people, we'll take a look at our native cousins. They got all kinds of customs, and we have all kinds of customs, all of us. This is why, and people get so fucking mad at people from that have migrated over here from different cultures, where they've gone to court and got off court because, I don't know, beating their old lady with a hockey stick, right? But that was the culture where he came from, and that's what they do over there. Maybe not hockey sticks. Maybe they use a different stick. Maybe they have a different sport over there. Maybe it's they kick soccer balls at their old ladies when they're mad or something, or camel sticks. Where they're hitting camels with the sticks. You know. Like, unless you're breaking a horse, right? Spurs are like a loser's choice for negotiating your animal, right? And so are fucking sticks and whips. But anyways, these guys just don't get it. They just don't fucking get it. And it's amazing, especially in these times. So I've been sitting back and I've been kind of watching everything go on. I was going a little crazy. I was getting pissed off myself because there was some shit going on where my old lady works. And I was, I went in there one day and I couldn't fucking believe it. This little store full of all these fucking people just breathing on each other and coughing on each other. And it's like, fuck, man. Why am I planting a garden? Why do we have a pantry? Why are we getting ready for a long, hard winter? If we're just gonna all fucking get the CCP virus and fucking die. So yeah, so there was a bit of a family feud on because, my family listens to the Q and whatever else they listen to, and listen, I'm looking at both sides of this whole CCP virus thing. Okay, I am. It's like these tests these guys are doing. Okay, they're purposely sabotaging the test with what the hell's that shit called? For malaria. whatever the malaria drug. They're doing these tests and sabotaging it because, number one, where it is working for folks, it's working in the early stages. Number two, if it's not taken with zinc, because zinc is the enforcer of the drug that builds up your cells and allows your cells to kill the fucking virus. And it's like they're purposely sabotaging it. Why? I don't fucking know. Do you? Yeah, all the conspiracies. I mean, the establishment does these things, you know, and uses propaganda through public paid media that we're forced to pay, you know, enslaved to pay, right? To, you know, turn everything around, to twist it around. That's what attorneys do. They turn everything around. So if you don't think that your Communist Broadcasting Corporation and that your CPC, your Liberal, your NDP, your fucking Greens, you know, if you don't understand that these are all legal persons, they're all actors and they all have a fucking agenda. Now, I don't know what happened, why they went and sold out our nation, right? Like, in no way, shape, or form should anybody with a dual citizenship operate or, how do you say it, hold a position to act as a public servant on this land within the political, you know, the corporate body politics. In no way should that happen. As a matter of fact, you know, within the Republic of North America, the Republic of Buffalo, the Republic of Western Canada, it needs to be laud that you need to be of this land, from this land, for this land. Because the people and the land are one, guys. If you don't know that you are one with this land, okay, and only those of mankind of and from this land have a right to claim our natural resources, to claim the land. We are the stewards of the land. It's like we're watching our own back. You know, if the Indian Act never came in, we could learn this from our native cousins. As a matter of fact, our forefathers knew this shit way back when. So I'm watching all this crazy shit go on. And I'm watching citizen, person. These guys, you got to get this shit right. Could I write something up? And the reason I'm doing this show is, you know, I've been thinking about this poor guy who got this appeal. Who won this fucking appeal? You know, about his kid. You know, with the Nazi experimental surgery and drugs they're doing on the kid by the kid's consent, and then they're trying to wave off that nobody's liable for this, for an underage kid that's not competent to sign off for themselves, right? And leave it to the kid. So when the kid's 30 years old and its body doesn't, what do you call you know, our fellow woman, you know? But that you know, when you look at a man or a woman as a person, you bring the standing down. Okay? A person has no standing. A person can only maintain a position. A person is a legal entity. And all persons, under the Interpretation Act of Canada, okay, as defined, are corporations. You know, you think you're all so smart about all your children's rights, this rights, that rights, you know, person rights, LGBTQ rights. Sorry if I missed any of your persona initials. But we're all of mankind. I don't care how you identify. So, yeah, you know, that man and his wife, You know, even though they were separated, they both agreed. They were both in agreement that this was wrong. What was going on to their kid, their property, was wrong. And so what do? They enter the courts as legal persons. Yay! We're legal persons. Yay! We gotta beg. We gotta plead to a higher deity, some man or woman in a black robe. You know, the Wizard of Id. Please. The problem with doing an appeal. Now here's the thing. Now don't forget, I told you guys, you know, way back months ago when Buddy was doing the private prosecution on Trudeau, it wasn't going anywhere. And that's because you get to elect, you know. So trial by jury, yeah, they got it as jury trial, okay, and there's a big difference. There's a big fucking difference. The establishment knows the difference. That's why they don't want trial by juries. They want jury trials because then they're still legal. Then the man or woman, the Wizard of Id in the black robe, gets to control the jury. It's not a jury of your peers. All right. Why they're getting rid of this? It's you know, it's not to. I don't see it to the legal society's benefit to get rid of the common law. You know, the whole idea, and then before I lose my place here, but I do have to interject this. The whole idea about having a trial by jury is this, okay? Well, not the whole idea, but a good portion of the idea is this. If the local government passes a bad law, the state passes a bad law, and the country passes a bad law, okay? And all the experts agree, you know? And all the experts agree you don't need to wear a mask. And all the experts agree, you know, we got to do lockdown. Forget Taiwan, you know, fuck Taiwan, right? Oh no, all the experts agree that, you know, the malaria drug doesn't work. Well, no, it doesn't work on somebody severely ill, and it doesn't work on without zinc. You can't do one without the other, all right? So anyways, oh, fuck, man, I'm ranting, but I've been building up for weeks, man. I've been thinking about doing a show, but, like, there's just so much shit going on. So I've been putting in my effort for planting and carrying on with stuff, and ignoring this whole internet and CCP virus thing, and you know, I got my PPE in early February, as soon as I could, early February, before the CCP moles came in and bought it. Do you guys realize that there's communists, Chinese communists, the People's Liberation Army on Canadian soil? Really? And the experts agree. Do you guys realize that now I'm not talking about Canada as in the corporate body politic and the jurisdictional you know, boundaries they have. I'm talking about Canada, the land, the nation. And they're on our soil. Why are the enemy of the free world armies on our soil? These guys better ask yourself that. We have a bunch of posers within the corporate body politic, and they're traitors, and they are going to take you down. So yeah, no, you know, just all this stuff. So anyways, what the fuck was I talking about? You know, besides property. Oh yeah, and so everybody's going, oh, Canadians have no property rights. Oh, Canadians have no property rights. Oh, we need parental rights. We need parental. No, listen, guys. Every man and woman, okay, and this is established for thousands of years. Property and rights are exactly the same thing. All right? Your rights are property. Your body is property. The land is property. I don't want land ownership on within this nation. But we already have property rights. We don't need land ownership, because to own land here is the same as owning a slave. You come from this land and you go back to this land. So, yeah. So listen, you already have the rights. Now, I was watching that fella get carried away. What was that, in Edmonton? You know, by the sheriffs. Oh, that was too funny. That was too funny. Look, as soon as you show a government ID, then they've got the reasonable presumption that you are a legal person and do belong to the corporate body politic. That you are acting as a corporate body, as defined under the Interpretation Act of Canada. All right, so when they're dragging a guy or beating a guy or a woman or whatever they're fucking doing, throwing them in cages, they're not harming a man or a woman. What they are doing is they are taking control of some unruly property, an unruly corporate body that belongs to whoever decides that they're the grand poobah of the corporate body politic, the de facto government. Same. Now you got to understand, there are two things that this de facto government are obliged to do to protect property. No man, right, or woman, same, man, woman, same, one's feminine, one's masculine. We're both the species of man, for fuck's sake. You know, what do you think? Why do you think that people are coming against, you know, man and masculinity and women's rights and It's all a guise, man, just to bring you out of who you actually are, to separate your mind, right, your soul, your body, and your spirit, to put yourself at conflict, so that you can walk around as this program, okay, this piece of property that belongs to whoever decides to hold office. And so you belong to that as a person. A person is an it. All right? It's an it. It's a piece of paper. The Prime Minister is a piece of paper. The man-child, you know, the man I identify as the man-child, that I do address as Justin Trudeau, he is a man. He was born with rights. He knows what his rights. Guys, the Privy Council, all the higher up judges, they all know who the fuck they are. You know, I bet you there's a lot of justices that are just waiting for somebody to stand up as man or woman, because they never see it. Because everybody is a child of the king around here. A child of their creator. Who's the creator? It's the corporate body politic. As a person. Look, I'm going to just take 2 seconds here. Let's, now apparently, okay, get this now. Apparently, oops. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Is it down? Is it up? Where the fuck is it? Oh, I see what's going on. Unlock that, Al. Video capture device. I got the wrong thing. Okay, nice. Apparently, now let's read this. Let's read this. It says, Album of Halo and Dark Matter 2013. Video copyright disclaimer. Video is made for entertainment purposes only, and you can download this track on any authorized website such as iTunes and Amazon. No copyright, right? So I'm going to play this fucking song. It's a good tune, too. Stony Curtis Band, Deja Vu. I'll be right back.
I got an uneasy feeling, babe. Call it deja vu. Can't put my finger on it. But there's something wrong with you. It's my basic instinct, babe. Yeah, you know it's true. I've been fighting such a long time. Now you're giving me the blues, and I'm having deja vu. Too good to be true. Good looking, smart, and she got money too. But there's more than meets the eye. dime. Yeah, something about you, man.
There we go. Do 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 do. Yeah. There we go. Oh, yeah. So the reason I was bringing this stuff up about you know, Buddy's private prosecution, I was going to be taken from him, because all he has to do, the other side, is elect a you know, summary conviction, and automatically, it goes back to the AG, and it comes out of the private prosecutor's hands to the AG, and the AG can decide whether to dump it or not. So the AG, it was when Trudeau elected a summary conviction, or summary court, right? Administrative. It automatically went to the AG, and so, excuse me, the AG locked him out of the courtroom, because it was the AG's court now. The man or woman who was acting as the AG, it was them, and they were moving the court now, and so they could move the court however they wished. Okay, it's a scam. Now, if they didn't care, say he was a junior MP or something, and they didn't care, maybe somebody they could feed to the sharks, feed to the public, throw under the bus, right? Then he might have been able to pursue his court and see how well he ran his court. Simple as that. Now, this guy here with the kid, right? With his property, all right? So the kid decides, gets swooned in by the school. Listen, the kid may be totally genuine and everything else, but I agree, you know, that anyone underage, it does not have, they're not there. They're not to their full capacity yet. They haven't finished developing yet. We already know it. It's science. Science. Not a you know, a science model that a bunch of government paid for schmooze that work for the UN and you know, the one world government and all the control over global warming. Nothing stupid like that. You know, but I think that because they were able to use that one-sided narrative over this whole fucking climate change, global warming stuff, and we're able just to push it through on the people. Now this is how they're going to say, oh, look at, we got away with that. Everybody's fucking dumbed down. We never really did have a real discussion with real scientists on both sides of the aisle so that the people could make up their mind. We just shut it down and manipulated models and forced it in everybody's face. And then propagandized, brainwashed our kids over the last 30 years that this is real. And so, what, we can do the same thing with you know, with whatever the fuck they want to throw into you. Ooh, oh, you must. Oh, for the public good. Oh, you must, you must, you must. Fuck you. Fuck you, you must. So what they're going to do is they're going to turn around and they're going to extort anyone who doesn't go along with the narrative, because they don't have the authority to force anyone to do anything, because slavery is outlawed in all its forms on this fucking land. Simple as that. Now, on the legal side, I mean, Canada signed on many, many years ago. I don't know if you guys watch The Amazing Polly. She brought up a great document. And it was basically the court transcripts of the Nuremberg Code. And everybody signed on to it. Yeah, nobody can do experimental surgery or medicine or anything else against the will of the one they wish to put it upon. Right? So what do they do? What does a legal society do to people? They extort you. They extort. That's unlawful. Okay? Extortion might be legal for the legal society, but it is completely unlawful. And any man or woman that does wish to extort you, you can hold them liable. Because this is still a common law land. This is the land of man. Shit, let me just punch that in here for a second here. I want to show you guys, because I'm sure nobody I'm sure that, well, you know, all three of you guys that watch my shit never fucking punch this in, so I'm just gonna punch this in. Let's see. Common law. Yeah, I'll just go to doot. Just go over here to images. Let's pick out. Now, basically, there's like four kinds of law that operate nation states. I'm just trying to find a decent map here. Here, let's pick this one. Yeah, no, that's a lie. Equity. We don't want to get into equity at this point, but well, it does. Wait, come back here. Come back here, mister. I just want to show you guys something here. Where's the basic map? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll just bring this one up. Is it on? No, it's not on. Let's get it on. Okay. So I want you guys to see. Well, I don't want anything from any man. I'm not going to be found wanting. Bullshit. The blue that you see in this world map are what you call code countries, okay? They're basically Napoleonic Civil Code. Now, the reason they are Napoleonic Civil Code countries, and they're called Napoleonic Civil Code, well, now they just call them code, okay? Civil Code countries. But Napoleon was the one who found the old civil codes of Rome. Now, Rome didn't invent the civil code, okay? Rome actually found it from the ancient civilization. Oh, geez, damn. That's where you, you know, where the Americans UCC comes from, where our PPSA comes from up here in the Great Old North. And most of you guys don't know anything about the PPSA. But the civil code basically was produced in ancient times, and it was there for business. It was there to establish a code on how to conduct business. Now, the yellow nations that you're looking at are Sharia law nations. Okay, these are the nations where Sharia law rules. Okay, now that is Sharia law, so you need to know Sharia law to function within a Sharia law nation. If you don't know Sharia law, don't go to Rome. Okay, the old saying is, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. All right. So, and then if you look at the brown, the light brown, okay, the dark brown are interesting. I'll go to light brown. The light brown are common law lands. Now, this is the land of man. Okay, this is the land where governments were forced to recognize the supremacy of God. Okay, in the fact that there is one creator. Okay, whether it's the Big Bang, whether it's the big man with the beard up in the sky, whether it's the fucking tadpole, whether it's a monkey, it doesn't matter. Where there was a creator, where the creator created mankind. All right, and this is where man created government. All right, I don't know if you guys can see this freaking map as I'm beacon off. Yeah, you can see it fine. Okay, so when you're looking at any of these brown countries, these are now that came over England was based in common law. Which basically, like, common law is very ancient, okay? It goes right back to the beginning, okay? Harm, loss, or injury is a trespass, period, all right? There's no excuse for causing harm, loss, or injury. Now, if you do, whoever you cause it to, that's who you owe a debt to. That's who you're indebted to, okay? That's who has a charge over you, right? Can you follow this, okay, kids? So... So we, you know, if you look up in the like the Francos and the Germanic tribes were very Celtic. And basically, as the civil code and the Roman civil code came in to the area, it kind of pushed away, you know, the common law that the Celts were basically bathed in, where they ran, and so now the Celts moved from the German tribes and the French area over into the islands, and a lot of people think that the Scots and the Irish were the original Celts. Well, no, fuck no, they weren't. Okay, they were so the islands became a stronghold of the common law. So, like, unless if you did a trespass, you know, and you had a jury of your peers, so you became the chief, the elders, whoever judged you, you know, the community of your tribe or whatever ever judged you, it was the judgment that what you did owe that other man or woman to which you did the trespass. All right? You didn't owe the tribe shit. Okay, that's not the way common law works. And so that is what our thousands of years, the law, and this is what we brought over, our forefathers brought over, our forebears, to this land. And this is why we are cousins with our American cousins, because we are all common law. Now, if you look at the dark brown, and you get into here like Quebec and Louisiana and South Africa, over here in the Isles, I think it's Indonesia area, they are what you call bijural. So Quebec being a code, you know, a code country, right? And then losing to England, they kept their civil code. They were allowed to keep their civil code after the war, however the treaty went. I'm not going to get into that. But so it's what you call a bijural. But wherever there is a bijural, the common law still holds the highest law, as far as I know. Okay, you can always resort to the common law if you don't wish to be seen as you know, somebody with civil rights, and would rather be seen as a man or a woman with endowed rights. You know, listening to that guy in Edmonton getting taken off and telling people that those are rights endowed to him by his creator, he is exactly right, and everybody's yelling, "Oh, that's just American." No, it's not, guys. He knows what his rights are, and his rights are his property. Children is a fucking legal term. So when you go to a statutory court for an administrative hearing or whatever, and you start using legal terms, obviously you're there as a legal person. Obviously you are a part of the corporate body. Obviously they have jurisdiction. Now, Canada within itself has no metes and bounds. Canada has no land. No land. All they have is a jurisdictional body. Okay? Now, the Republic of the United States of America has land. And every state of the Republic has land, has metes and bounds. Okay? Canada only has, they only have sub-corporate bodies called provinces. The provinces are supposed to are all supposed to be sovereign over their land, and all supposed to have constitutions. Because the provinces and the people never created a constitution of the land, there's never been any metes and bounds, which means they are just sub-corporate entities of the corporate body, Canada. So there is no provincial sovereignty. It was directed that there was supposed to be, but we never did anything. Our forebears, we thought, well, see, the common law is the unwritten law. Like, you know, I hear guys in the States, they're always going on about, you know, the Constitution, the Constitution, the Constitution, right? Well, the Constitution, if you read the Bill of Rights, okay, it says, you know, these are some of, okay, the property endowed to man, or the rights endowed to man by mankind's creator. Okay, so what they said was, they, you know, and even their the forefathers, the forebears of that nation were saying, well, why do we got to write down the rights? I mean, the common law is unwritten. The common law is the customs of the people. The customs of the people is to do no harm, loss, or injury. No victim, no crime. This is the law of this land. All right? Everything else is codified. And you say, well, what about the criminal code? What about this code? What about that code? Okay. So that all pertains to the corporate body politic. Okay, that all pertains to the legal society, within the legal society. So the only time it applies to any man or woman is if that man or woman does wish to act as a person within the legal society. And because slavery is outlawed in all its forms on this land, a man or woman is not forced to act as a person within this legal society, within this corporate body politic, within the Corporation of Canada. These guys getting this? I hope so. I hope so, man, because I'm watching you guys, and I'm watching Cranky Frank, and I'm watching, you know, Trudeau. Oh, Canadians have no property rights. Well, no, Canadians don't, and I don't wish to be seen as a Canadian. Well, you can get out of here if you're not going to be a Canadian. Whoa, 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 whoa. Like they say in Saskatchewan, chikai, chikai. Come here, come here. Listen, guys. I have a right to be here because I am of this land, from this land. Okay? That is my God-given right. And even the legal society maintains the same position of the supremacy of God. Now, when they wrote that document, you know, what they call the Canadian Charter in 1982, and mentioned the supremacy of God, which God were they talking about? Are they saying they are God? Well, they are, over that to which they create. It's called being an author. A father and a mother are authors of their property. Not parents. Not co-parents, not part parents over children, but authors of property. So this guy in BC, you know, he goes over to the appellate court. He gets his appeal heard and blah, 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 and they make this beautiful decision. Oh, wonderful. Lovely decision. You know, somebody's got to take responsibility because the kid's underage, so we're going to make the doctor. Okay, and, and everybody cheered. Yay! All he had to do was write a document, a notice, and go get his property back. A notice, you know, that you do unlawfully administrate or you do administrate the property of I, your fellow man, without right. And I require and wish, or wish and require, the immediate restoration of property. That would be my document for court. That would be my document where I'm going in and getting my fucking kid. Right? Now him and his old lady were in agreement, neither one of them. You know, they want the kid to wait. Wait till you're an adult. Wait till you can make the frickin' decision. Right? And those are the authors of the property. The man is the first author, and the woman is the co-author, because the man plants the seed. The woman carries the seed and labors it. You know, it's like me planting my potatoes. I planted the potatoes, now my old lady is taking care of them. Now, because we are as one by our Creator, under the Judeo-Christian belief that a man and woman become one flesh. And here we agree. The reason society comes, the legal society comes after us for our beliefs as Judeo or a Christian, right? And the reason they attack the Bible, the Word, the written Word, is because if you understand what this land is, and you understand who you are on this land, and you understand the basis of our laws and the supremacy of God, and that God created man, man created government to protect property of man. So your public service here on this land or within this jurisdiction of this country or whatever it is, they're number one is to protect the borders. Number two, they get to create whatever they want for money. That's up to them. So it's their money. Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Right? So if that guy would ever give me a call, and he still can do this, even though he's going through, okay, yeah, and this was a point I was going to get to about the appellate court. Anytime there's an appellate decision, it goes back down to the original court of jurisdiction. The original court of jurisdiction, the man or woman in the black robe, the grand poobah, all right, that person's plea to, because he or she is a higher deity as an actor than the person. Do you understand what's going on? I only plead to God. I only plead to my fellow man if I did trespass. I'm not pleading to something that my forebears created for the benefit of I and my family. They're only there for the benefit of mankind here. So, if the legal society, say I'm an LGBTQ, all right? Say I got all these fucking rights in the world. Say I'm an Indian, I got all these rights in the world. Say I'm an immigrant, I got all these rights in the world. Well, whoever giveth can taketh away. And the other thing is, and I've spouted this off before, you go into a legal administrative hearing to stand in front of one of these hearing officers in the black robe, or not in the black robe. Sometimes they don't wear them at all. But you're standing there. If you're standing there as a person, they are a higher deity. They are your God. How do you plead? You know, I only plead to God. Or to my fellow man. You know, plead for forgiveness. Right? So who says I do wrong? You want me to plead something, okay, so who says I do wrong? Well, nobody. Well, the state, the crown, da-da, all these imaginary pieces of paper, that's what they are. The crown's a piece of paper, the RCMP's a piece of paper, the judge is a piece of paper, the prime minister's a piece of paper, the school board's a piece of paper, the teacher's a piece of paper, the resident is a piece of paper. I am none of these things. Now, if I do wish, if I see a benefit to act as a legal person, or to be seen as a legal person, if I see a benefit, I have the right to receive that benefit because I am of this land and from this land. But I also have the right to protect myself from harm, loss, or injury. And if being seen as a legal person causes harm, loss, or injury to I and my family, it is my property. It is my complete choice not to cause harm, loss, or injury to I and my property. So this guy here with the appellate court, so yeah, okay, he's got this wonderful appeal. It's lovely. It's everything else. It goes down to the original court of jurisdiction. They can turn around and say, no way. Nah. You know, that's really good advice from the appellate court. Yeah, you know, but nah, that's not where, you know, they didn't see the way this guy acted in my court, and yeah, you know, no thanks. Well, nah, we're going to let it stand. My ruling stands. And he can obviously do this. You know, that lovely lady that's, you know, was going to court and everything. She's getting contempt charges too, whatever her name is. Um, None of these guys know who they are as a man or a woman. Now, do I wish to wrestle and hold court on the side of the road with coppers? No, what the fuck for? They're just public servants, right? So there's a difference between passing through the public and operating in public. Two very, very different things, right? One is one applies to public law, and the other one doesn't, right? Because I'm not operating in the public, I'm passing through. Is it my right to pass through? You betcha. I have the right to pass through. You know, a lot of you smart asses, you all call it travel. I have the right to travel. Yeah, actually you do. Everyone does, right? Nothing special. So I like to take orders, right? Slavery is outlawed in all its forms on this land. So my first question to a man or woman that does interfere with my right to go from point A to point B is are you a man? Are you a woman? No. And how are you addressed? How does your mother address you? Right? I'm officer such and such. Well, geez, officer's kind of a weird name. Is that the name your mother gave you? Yeah, no, I have a right to know who does wish to intercourse with me. I have standing. I have a right to go from point A to point B. I also have a right to know with any man or woman that does wish to intercourse with me. So I just wish to find out, you know, what's your name? You wish to intercourse with me. Who are you? You know, it's only polite to give a proper introduction. You know, my one guy I was working with one time, and they were holding some kind of Queen's bench and holding some kind of phone court like they do these days quite a bit. And so Buddy says to the man, you know, in the black, presumably in the black robe on the other side of the phone, he's like, he goes, you know, and the rogue dude phones him, and he goes, blah, 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 and he goes, well, who are you? And he says, well, I'm Judge Leahy. And he goes, well, I didn't ask you what you are, I asked you who you are. And the judge, he didn't want to become liable, because without his title, he can't hide behind the title. And now he's liable, because everyone is liable for their actions. And my buddy wasn't acting as a person as defined in the Interpretation Act or any other act. It's what you know, these actors are actually statutory creatures. They're created by statute. They're created by our public service that we created to protect property and to manage money, to do administrative tasks on our behalf, like you know, record how much money came in of our natural resources so that we can put it appropriately to public benefits like healthcare or schools. Not for self-given raises. See, this is how lame we are as a nation. As a nation. We're in this pandemic, and well, it's raise time. Click. Okay, well, some of us are going to give the raise to charity. You know, you guys can go fuck yourself. But whatever, it's their society, because they are legal persons. No, if you want to stop that kind of nonsense, we need to pass a law that outlaws any public service from giving itself a raise. Why is there no law? Oh, democracy, democracy, democracy. Okay, where's the law that forces anyone, anybody that receives public funds to first have a vote to the persons that they say they serve? Okay, the persons they say they represent, right? represent. Okay, so where is the democracy if nobody gets a vote? The teachers want a raise and want some benefits. Okay, well then it should go to the community to which they serve, and the communities decide, well, okay, do we give these guys a raise or do we not give these guys a raise, or do we give them a raise on on account that they do this, this, and this? We are the public. Is mankind not part of the public as well? No. You don't have to be seen as a person. The reason the legal society, the reason the corporate body politic, the reason the country, and all these persons don't like to see mankind and hate God so much is because they have no authority over man. Unless man creates a heinous crime, then they have a duty, obligation, responsibility to shut that down for the public good. Like that dude in Nova Scotia. They had a duty, responsibility, and obligation to shut that guy down as soon as possible. What their response time was 12 hours? Nobody has an issue with that. And now the narrative is off of, hey, who, what, when, where am I on this fucking shooting? To, oh, I'm outlawed 1,500 styles of weapons. Look at me. Oh, I'm such a good guy. I told you I was going to do this. So everybody, now there's this whole new narrative over the gun thing. We all forgot about the dude in Nova Scotia. These guys, it's like, hey, see my left hand? Whack! Got you with my right. That's all that's going on. These guys are doing the same old, same old, same old. You know, they got their propagandists. Let's talk about something else. Who asked us if we did wish to give 1.6 billion dollars to this propaganda network? That's unheard of. It's unheard of. Who is taking the time? You know, you guys want to protest. You want to. You know, by law, these guys have to read your letters. They don't have to read a protest. You're just a bunch of disgruntled civil servants that never took the fucking test. Ronald Reagan quotes. But they have to read letters. And so I always deal with the man or woman. The man or woman who acts as the statutory creature. So if there's a man or woman that has a pretense or claims or is getting paid to act as a public servant, to act as the grand poobah of Wonder region, county, whatever, I'd say, okay, hey Bob, I believe you're the man who acts as. Now, this shit law or whatever, you know, does cause harm, loss, or harm, or loss, or injury to I, your fellow man, and it's a bad law. And see, this the whole idea of having the trial by jury, not jury trial, trial by jury, because if everybody goes out there and passes a bad law, your peers can turn around and say, yeah, he broke the law, not guilty. Why is he not guilty? Because it's a bad fucking law. And that is why we are the free world. And the courts here will do everything they can. So you have to get into a jury trial at best instead of a trial by jury. That all that means to me is either the so-called independent judiciary wants complete control over this nation. And they don't want to lose control to their bosses, mankind. Because when there's a trial by jury, that grand poobah in the black robe is now a magistrate, the cupbearer for the king. Okay, those 12 are the king. The queen and the land are one. The people in the land are one. The queen serves the people at her leisure. They always say they're teaching kids in school. all the land is property of the Queen. No. No. All the land is property of the people. Property every man or woman of and from this land. And the Queen has an oath to the people to keep the land in the common law. To keep the faith, the land, and the common law. Basically are all the same things. But anyways, that was one of the things on my mind. But, you know, Canadians have no property rights, but every man and every woman of and from this land have property, have rights. Rights are property. They are not endowed to you by your public service. The whole idea of having any kind of constitution, any kind of Bill of Rights, constitution of any kind, is between the provinces and the feds. To hold them. This is legislation that binds them on how they are supposed to act. It has nothing to do with you and I as mankind. Nothing. Do you understand your constitutional rights? Do you understand your what the fuck charter rights? Charter rights? I don't have any fucking charter rights. Those are for the man or woman who acts. The statutory creature. Those are for them to study and recognize, so that they don't cross this. You know, Newfoundland just got rid of habeas corpus, saying that the coppers can come into your fucking home without a warrant. Habeas corpus is also legal. Okay, that's English common law. That's Magna Carta. The Canadian courts have been saying, well, Magna Carta is ancient, we don't have to pay attention to it anymore. What? So, but that's their society. It's their legal society. This is a common law land. Do not be scared to stand as a man or a woman. Now, the minute you give a piece of government ID to a copper, the minute you do that, now you are presumed immediately as being one of the officers of the corporate body and fall under the jurisdiction of those officers. I have seen this. This is what I've witnessed with my own eyes. It's not just book study, and I've done lots of book study. But this is what I've witnessed. This is what I believe. This is what I've seen, man. So, you know, if anybody has their registration of live birth, right? Carry that with you, walking through a park. That's the only government document that shows that there was a man born on this land. And you'll find out, it doesn't say Canada on it. The birth certificate is built off of the registration of live birth. Right? One's corporate, and one's just registering saying that there was a man or a woman born on this land. What land? Land of Ontario, land of Alberta. You know? And of course, because there are no constitutions for Alberta and Ontario, they are presumed to be under the corporate body politic of Ottawa, of the feds, of Canada. Yay! Yay! So, you know, I don't know what to tell you guys. You know, have fun with your demonstrations, have fun with this. But fuck, man, if anybody wants to write a letter, I don't know, I'm pretty busy. I'm a busy guy. Tell you what, if anybody does see the seriousness of this and does not wish to be a statutory creature, to be anybody wants to learn to, or does wish to learn to waive the benefit or right to be seen as a legal person, I'm going to start a new email just for you guys, and then I'll start posting it on my shows. What else? That man, that woman with the kid in BC has total right to go get their property back. Now your name was given to you by your mom. That was your gift. That's property. That's not for anybody else to use without your explicit permission. So, you know, I'm using a little bit of music and bringing up pictures of our heroes and some old films of our heroes. All right, our brothers and sisters, our forebears that fought and died to make sure that your freedom was kept, that your freedom stands. And you know, I'm getting all these strikes for violating. That means to stick your dick in something, to penetrate something, right? Violating. Right? But I'll get into that sometime. But it's a legal term. But yeah, so violation of copyright. All right. So that's why I picked this song. I just come across it and I read that and I said, oh, hey, look. It's free for me to use. Yay. I'm going to use it. At least that's the way I interpreted it. That's the way I seen it written. So that's the way I read it. So that's why I used it. But yeah, this man, woman, BC. Yeah, no, this appellate ruling can go back down to the court of original jurisdiction, which it will. And the man or woman in the black robe, the hearing officer, can turn around and say, well, you know what? Yeah, it sounds good, but you see, the only problem is, no, we're not gonna go that way. So back to your name. I mean, you know, in a notice to everyone concerned, and actually, I would let them know that it's going to cost them now. You know, the administration of property without right. Well, you wish to administrate my property, and I require the immediate restoration of said property. And start sending them bills. Send the teacher bill that took the kid away. Send the doctor bill for doing experiments on your property. Send the prosecutor a bill. Send them all bills. You know, collect on the bills just before they reach just under the limit for small claims court. Start hauling them into court. Get them by acquiescence as well. You know, that'd be part of it. I'm sure some of you guys got to know about this stuff. I don't know, maybe. But yeah, get your kids back. So, you know, don't give your kids names. You know, see Exhibit A and see Exhibit B. Put pictures on it. Just same way I showed it when I was showing folks, which is still up, how to let, you know, the school board know that they have your property, they have permission to your property, and here's what you can do with my property, and here's what you can't do with my property, and you're not allowed to do anything else with my fucking property or teach my property anything without my express written permission. Right? So what's my property? See Exhibit A, see Exhibit B, see Exhibit C. Show pictures of your property. You know? Well, how you know, what do we call your property? We can call them property. You know, Al's property, that man's property, that woman's property. Now, what you can do is say, look, if we have agreement, you may address my property as Daniel, as Susie, as Betty. You know, and that's how you may address my property. So, property of I is the way I would put it, but simple as that. Hope this helps some of you guys, but I wish you guys would get over all this legal shit and stop thinking, whoa, Canadians got no rights, no property rights. Well, maybe Canadians don't, but every man and woman on this land, of this land, from this land, have property rights. Of course you do. Property and rights are the same. Your rights are your property. Alright. I'll finish off with this tune, and this might have to be my theme song. Who knows?
It's a bipolar situation with criminal tendencies. After some investigation, she wasn't all she appeared to be. And I'm having deja vu.
Aha. Okay, so I'm not gone yet. Okay, so listen, there's something called CF, right? CF. All right. Sorry. We're lost. I'm lost. I'm lost. Damn it. Oh. Bless the Lord, I'm found. Alright. So there's something called CF here, right? It means compare to. Right? So, this is what, like, Molly, the amazing Polly, was talking about the other day. And, you know, of course she's going on about the Nuremberg Code, right? Well, now it's a code. Damn it. Damn it. I just lost something. I'm going to leave this up and for a second and be right back again. So we'll just
I hang around, one of us is gonna die. Yeah, something about you tonight. It's a bipolar situation with criminal tendencies. After some investigation, she wasn't all she appeared to be. And I'm having deja vu.
okay. Yeah. Well, most people might apologize for this show, but I'm not going to because I really don't give a fuck. We could all just go at any time. My mom is in the hospital, sick as a dog. But here's what I wish for you guys to see, alright? Now, there's something called a CF, and it means to compare to. So, you know, a lot of times I'm poo-pooing legal this, legal that, right? Because, and the reason I do this is because everybody here, it seems, you know, you know, sees themselves as some kind of fucking legal person, as if you know, like somebody, a government, gave birth to them through a piece of paper called the birth certificate, as if the government was your big daddy, you know, and that's not so. So now it sounds like somebody's here. So okay. So if I'm writing up something to a court, seven, enough, get out. If I'm writing something up for a court, right, what I do is I'll explain, hey, you know, you administrate property of I without right. And not only do I believe I have a right to administrate my own property, but I also believe that the legal society maintains the same position. And that's where you go CF, and that's when you put it in four corner brackets, and you take something like here, the Nuremberg Code that Polly was bringing up. You know, the voluntary consent of the human subject is absolutely essential, and everybody knows a minor can't sign off on fuck all because they're not of age yet. So I'm going to end it there. Ciao for now, folks.